Okay, let's get right into this. I'm going to have my phone here and I'm just checking on the time, trying to keep my eye on it and see if I can get you a shorter Yin Yoga pre-run warm-up. Come into a tabletop position, fingers are spread, hips are over knees, and then just begin to walk your arms out. You may want to grab a block like I have here, and you may need to adjust it and really stretch your arms out. So be a nice stretch across the back of your shoulders, a little bit into your quads, maybe a little into your hamstrings. And then begin to walk your hands back up so you're in a tabletop position. Go ahead and curl your toes under, spreading your fingers wide, lifting your hips, backing up, bending your knees a lot. Go ahead and bend your right knee and straighten out the left. And then bend the left, straighten out the right. This is called walking your dogs. It's a nice calf stretch. And then drop both heels back towards your mat. Doesn't matter if they come to the mat or not. Go ahead and lift your left leg up. Bend that knee. Knee is pointing out from the straight leg. Just opening up your hip a little bit. And then straighten that leg up towards the sky ceiling. Bend it. Bring your knee towards your nose and all the way through with your leg bent. Shin is somewhat parallel to the front of your mat. Obviously, I don't have it completely parallel, and that is not the point. This is swan pose. And you can come down to your forearms. You can also use your blocks. If you feel any pain anywhere in this pose, I want you to lie on your back, have your knees bent, cross one foot over the other leg into a figure 4 position. You're going to get the same stretch without as much pressure on your knee. And then come back up on your palms, walk them back towards your knee. Begin to bend that back knee and bring your bent leg back into a tabletop position. Step your left foot up. You're in a low lunge position. Hands are to the inside of your foot. And I'm going to wiggle my foot back. We're trying to get our knee over our ankle. And again, if you'd like, you can come down to your forearms, take it a little deeper, or stay upright. You can also have your hands on blocks, whatever feels right in your body today. A couple of deep breaths here. Feeling a nice stretch across your hip flexor, your psoas, probably the hamstring on your bent leg. And then walk your hands back towards your foot. Now wiggle that foot in towards the center of your mat. And then wiggle it forward a little bit. We're going into basically a half split, which is also known as half monkey. If you'd like to deepen this a little bit, just bring your toes back towards your face. You can also have your hands on blocks, make it a little bit easier. And you should definitely be feeling something all along the back of your leg in this pose. If you're not, something's not right. And just breathe. Soften up. No straining. And then begin to Let that front foot fall over and just wiggle it. So we're back into our tabletop position. Probably coming forward a little bit so you're back in the center of your mat. Curl your toes under. Back into a down dog. Biceps are level with your ears. And walk your dog again a little bit. You might find your heels come a little closer to your mat, and maybe they don't. No worries either way. And this time bring your right leg up. Bend that leg so the knee is pointing out from the straight leg. A couple breaths. Straighten that leg back up. And begin to bend it and bring your knee towards your nose. And your foot out to the side of your mat. Back leg stretches out. Straight behind you. Back into swan. Or figure four on your back if this is a little too much. Coming down onto your forearms if you'd like to go a little deeper. You can also place one hand on top of the other and come down all the way. Feel free to pause the video at any point. I personally could just hang out here all day, but a lot of people find swan to be a very challenging position. It's a great stretch for runners though. If you find yourself holding on to tension, particularly in your glutes, let that soften. And then bring your hands back towards the mat. Walk them back towards your knee. Curl your back toe under. Bring that leg back to meet the other, back into a tabletop position. And step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Hands are on the inside of your foot. And feel free to stay right up here. And once again, you may want to wiggle that foot back. We're trying to get the knee over the ankle. Not too far front, not too far back. Maybe come down to your forearms to deepen the stretch. Begin to bring your hands back towards your foot. Bring your right hand to the outside of your foot. Bring that foot into the center of your mat. Wiggle it forward. And once again, we're trying to get our hip over our knee here. Not too far back, not too far forward. Getting a really nice stretch across the whole back of the leg. And if you want to deepen that stretch, go ahead and bring the toes of your front foot back towards your face. You can also have your hands on blocks to make this feel a little easier. And this is for Yin Yoga practice. This is very, very fast. But I know when you're going out to run, you want to get out there. You don't want to be stuck doing this stuff. Bring your right hand in. Let that foot fall out. Kind of wiggle it over. Come back into a tabletop position. Move yourself back towards the center of the mat. We're going to try a legs together child's pose. If that's uncomfortable for you, just take your legs as wide as the mat. Otherwise, bring your legs together, feet are touching, and push your hips back towards your heels. You can also go ahead and grab that block if you'd like. Putting your head on your block, stretching your arms out in front of you. Palms of the hands come together. Feel a nice stretch across your ankles, your shins, your quads, pretty much all the way up the front of your legs. This is another pose I could hang out in for a really long time. It's a really nice pose this way to kind of calm your mind down before a run and get into that mood to go in a run. bring your palms to the mat. Very slowly, slowly roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And there you have it. You've brought a little heat into all those muscles that you're going to need for your run. I've tried to make this fairly quick. I have a few others. When I started, the first one was basically about twice the length of this one, and I'm posting that for you. I have another one that's intermediate, and so you try them all out, see which one speaks to you. But for now, I'm just going to say, have a great run. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and click the like button. If you want to know when new videos are released, go ahead and subscribe. And I also really highly encourage you to foam roll briefly too before you go for your run. All these practices helps bring some warmth and some heat, some warmth, some blood into your muscles, makes them flexible for you to run. Maybe not so much for me to speak. Have a wonderful run, and I will see you in the next practice. Namaste.